like, you were not going to let the world, because the world was crumbling in a sense, or at least we all thought that when the Great Recession was occurring. You're talking about selling things, not leaving South Philadelphia. Well, where did the rhino in you come from at that time? Did you read the same book?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to go move home.
Is that a panther?
I was not selling my house and moving home with my
You're not
mommy.
a rhino. We're not saying that.
I was just not going to give up. I don't know. Like, I just found owning my home, especially by the time I settled in my house, I guess I was 23. So I was so proud of being so young and owning my house. And, back then, I bought it, and settled in 7 days and didn't do a home inspection and no mortgage contingency. But I did it, I did it all on my own without any help. So I was just so proud of that. That was like my why at the moment, was my independence, I suppose.
Wow.
But going back to Tommy and being a rhino, it's not like he's like this bulldog mortgage broker that shows up at your office unannounced with fattening foods.
So don't watch these. Don't do that. You will be at the wrath. I'll feel it. Yeah.
I mean, I remember in our other office, I used to also work at the front desk. When times were slow, my broker gave me a job at the front desk. And we would, if we saw a mortgage broker, we'd all go run and hide behind the door. No, not from him. Not from him. So, I mean, he's always a pleasure to be around. And he earns your business because he gets it, especially for my first-time home buyers. Like, he explains everything. He's relatable. I always tell my clients to try to meet him in person somewhere at a bar, because then they can get him to buy them a drink.
That other guy's not going to be there, right?
That's right. That's when the rhino comes out.
And then Tommy won me over, which was, I was representing the buyer, and the sellers were selling their house in the suburbs. And hopefully people can follow it. Sellers were selling their house in the suburbs, and I was representing them in the purchase here in town. And the buyers for the suburb house were their lender was making all these mistakes, and it was super stressful. It was an older couple, and Tommy told that lender how to do her job. And he's like, "Listen," I said, "Why don't you just do the loan?" He's like, "No, I'm not going to do the loan because then it's going to slow the process down." So instead, he told that lender how to do her job just so we could get to the purchase end of it. And
culture coach.
That's right. That's how we do it.
And he's been good at checking, he wants to make sure his company helps him be flexible. So there's been times where Tommy's moved to a different company because they weren't giving him the movement that he needed. Because, like, I don't know, sometimes as a consumer, if you see somebody change companies a bunch of times, like, you don't know what's going on. But Tommy, like, it's only because, like, he's used to having the control of the reins. Like, at Cole Taylor, the loan officer or the processor was, like, in the next room, or the underwriter was in the next room. So he's used to, like, having control.
Wow.
So he is the good kind of rhino.